Welcome everyone to the season finale. We are here today in Brazil for the Brazilian GP. It's gonna be the end of season 12, a 12 race season that has taken us to this scenario of 3 championship contenders. That would be Equasar, the current championship leader, leading the championship 4 points ahead of Omar, who will be starting at the back. Then followed by Joseph Vasily, 23 points behind. Joseph 23 points behind, the man leading the standings. So any of these three can take the title today. It could be Equasar holding into the lead of the championship, Omar taking the championship win as well, and finally Joseph Vasily, who would need basically a miracle to be able to win this championship. Joseph, who needs a win and basically would need Equasar and Omar to not score a single point. Currently 3 minutes to go to finish the qualifying session. We got most people on the pit lane. We get one Ferrari on an outlap. That's Dino Bino Bambino on an outlap coming into the final corner. The man on the Ferrari that's done a very solid season, currently on P6 on the standings if I'm not wrong, fighting for a potential P5. Follow now Dino into the line, but he's gonna do an extra warm-up lap. The man on the Ferrari doesn't want to go for it yet. Motorway has retired from the session, both William guys out of the session already. We get then Charlie leading the field at the moment, followed by Equasar 2 tenths behind. Then Maha on P3, Joseph on P4. Pitbull and Motorway, the Williams, lock in the third row at the moment, with Dino at their back, still looking to take away those positions. Jordi 1 second behind Dino and RPM also off the pace. Jokisi serving a quali ban. Will be starting on P10 of this race. Charlie then in the lead, followed by Equasar, followed by Maha, Joseph Vasily, the Williams, Dino, Jordi, RPM, Jokisi and Omar. Omar that will be looking for that title starting on P11 today. Meanwhile his main rival sits on P2 of the race. Charlie looking for a second win this season. Won at the first race in Australia, then hasn't been able to win again. Maybe this is a chance to take a victory in the final race of the season. Could be a good way to close it. Charlie coming into the main straight to start his flying lap. Equasar coming to start the flying lap as well. We're gonna go on board with the man leading the standings. This is the most important lap by now. His and Joseph's laps will be very important for today's race. Following now Equasar into the main straight, coming into turn 1, is gonna go down into third gear. Not gonna attack a lot of the inside curb there, attacks now a little bit more now, attacks massively the curb to the left. Is gonna start using his battery into the second DRS straight we go. Improving 54 thousandths his previous lap time, not much to improve in sector 1. He's 2 tenths behind Charlie in the fight for pole position. Let's not forget, Charlie got pole last week, though Equasar managed to get that overtake done very quickly in the wet in Mexico. So in quali, Charlie seems to be in front of Equasar, but in the race, Equasar may give the surprise. We follow now Equasar into the end of sector 2. The man in the lead of the championship is coming now into the final corner. He's gonna be improving 1/10, not gonna be enough to take pole position. Charlie's off the road there. He's not gonna rejoin on safely. This now leaves Equasar with margin to try and take pole position today. Is he gonna be able to get it? This could be key for the championship today. In the line goes Equasar, is gonna miss by a little bit, by 1/10. Didn't manage to improve. Charlie will take pole position today. Joseph Vasily is coming into the line, but doesn't seem like he's improving. Following Joseph now into the end of the main straight, and he doesn't improve. Dino and RPM now lock the third row, I'm sorry. Pitbull and Motorway, I guess, is gonna be starting in P7 and P8. Well, 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 the top three are very far in front of the rest of the grid. Then we'll see what Jokesi and Omar especially fighting for the championship can do starting on P11 today. It's gonna be a very exciting race to watch. Especially the fight for the lead. Charlie and Equasar, what they gonna do? Charlie has nothing to lose. Equasar could lose it all today. Omar could lose it all today. Joseph, hoping for a miracle. And the moment we have all waiting for has finally come. Welcome to the Brazilian GP, the season finale of IOR Season 12. We have 3 championship contenders. Equasar leading 4 points ahead of Omar, 23 points ahead of Joseph Vasily, 31 points in play. Any of these 3 drivers can take the crown today. It's gonna be 36 laps of craziness here in Brazil, in Sao Paulo. An Interlagos Classic F1 circuit, classic title decider place. We've seen many titles decided on this track. Today we will see one in IOR. We have 2 DRS zones, both in Sector 1. Not that hard to overtake here, but it's gonna be possible to defend as well. It's not gonna be that easy as tracks like Monza or Spa maybe. Have a nice view of the track there. Now let's go with some of the past clips. Season 4, Joseph Vasily sending it down the inside on Bumblebee. He's gonna try and go all the way around the outside, but he's gonna collide with his rival then. Will cause carnage. Now we got the start in Season 7. Cucumber versus Robin will now go side by side to turn 3, but they will crash, and that will make Thales up into the lead. We get now a pit lane crash coming from a glitch. You don't see the pit lane there, but well, if you know the story, you know that was a pit lane exit crash between Thales and Will. Finally got this move from Cucumber in Season 3. Sends it down the inside, a 2 into 1 corner. Mega move there by Cucumber. So 3 championship contenders today. Who will take the crown? We'll find out now. Wait, and we get going because some clown didn't put the formation lap on. What is this? Well, Charlie in the lead of the race, followed by Equasar. And, well, gotta say it's a big clown thing to not put the formation lap on the final lap of in the final race of the season. Omar getting the move done very quickly. And that's Jokesi up in front. Oh, and yeah, Omar's been forced. Jokesi, no, Jordi. They're forcing Omar a little bit off the road there. Omar having a little bit of trouble here in his first lap. He's now going to try and send it down the inside of Dino Bino Bambino. Dino Bino Bambino all the way around the outside. Fighting against Omar for that P7 of the race. Side by side go the 2 of them. There goes Dino Bino Bambino. Omar a little bit off the road there. That's Jokesi off as well. Well, no formation lap for this GP. Absolute clown move. You really start a season finale without a formation lap. Anyway, I'm exaggerating a little bit, but it's still a little bit weird. We didn't get a formation lap. Why would you forget the formation lap in the final race of the season? Anyway, I guess I shouldn't even be talking about that. Well, Omar's got some moves on. It's up into P6 of the race. Joseph Vasily is lost a place to RPM. Dino is down into P8 of the race. Omar's gonna try and chase up after the leaders, of course. Needs to get a move done on Equasar as soon as possible. Now that will depend if he can clear this train. Charlie is looking really strong there at the lead of the race. Though we know Equasar is really good on the pace. There's a yellow flag. That's Jokesi's off. There goes Charlie, Equasar and Maha there. Season finale here in Brazil then. Starting in a very weird way. I hope everything else has been set correctly. Have Dino battling against... where's Dino? Dino's off. Dino's down into P10 of the race. Something not gone well there for Dino Bino Bambino. Charlie in the lead, followed by Ecosor, followed by Maha, followed by RPM, followed by Joseph, followed by Omar. Omar and RPM battling there for P4 of the race. Meanwhile, the top three try to escape in the distance. Charlie in the lead, followed by Ecosor, followed by Maha. Then comes RPM, then comes Joseph, then comes Omar, then comes Motorway, Pitbull, and Dino Bino Bambino. RPM at the back of Maha, and that's not been a good move from the man in the Aston, losing the DRS to the leaders. Now it's gonna be a fight between Charlie and Ecosar for the lead of the race. These two already having a battle there in Mexico the last week. And now we're gonna have a battle again here in Brazil for this time Ecosar's, well, fighting for the championship now. It's decisive that he is capable of finishing ahead of Omar today. Joseph Vesely is ahead of his championship rival as well. Let's see the tires. I haven't been able to see a thing. And well, it's Motorway, Pitbull and Dino on the hards. Omar's already into P6 and into the DRS train. RPM battling against Maha for that P3 of the race. All in the DRS train. Omar's getting into the train as well. Seems to be struggling a little bit today because he's hasn't been able to close up the gap that much. We have then the fight between Charlie and Ecosar for the lead of the race. Lap 5 of the Brazilian GP. And well, Ecosar's trying to get the move done. Needs to try and pull away in the distance for this championship charge he's on at the moment. Omar needs to try and clear up Joseph Vesely, RPM and Maha. Joseph Vesely needs to not let Omar through because he's a direct rival for the championship. Joseph with very good DRS conditions. And well, we'll see. He should be capable of keeping Omar behind at least for a little bit more. And that's Maha off the roader. Maha's down to P6 of the race. That's gonna make things a little bit interesting. Maha's been looking not really solid since the beginning of this. Omar at the back of Joseph Vesely. Joseph Vesely will be getting into the DRS, into closing the gap into RPM very soon. Locking up the tires goes RPM. Now Omar's gonna try and get this too into the next straight. We got a yellow flag. Charlie's out of the race. Charlie's quickly out of the race on himself. Something not gone there right there for Charlie, and that's Joseph moving up into P. Joseph up into P3 of the race for a moment, but now Omar's through. Well, it's gonna get spicy between the two rivals from the championship, I guess. Joseph Vesely making a mistake there, I think, attacking way too early. And now RPM is backing off Omar a little bit here. Omar should be capable of getting this move done, I suppose he should do. Omar now makes a little mistake, has a little slide. Joseph Vesely with better battery can try and do something here into the main straight. All of this playing into Ecosar's hands. Now we get into the main straight. Here comes Joseph Vesely. Omar, here comes Omar at the back of Maha. He's gonna get the DRS. Joseph Vesely is gonna be attacking as well. Charlie out already of the lobby. There goes RPM. Defense down the inside. Now RPM's gonna have the DRS. He should be able to retake the place into the coming straight. Omar doesn't have the DRS anymore. Here comes Maha. He's gonna, no, RPM, sorry, is gonna try and retake the place against Omar, but can't. So Omar now is gonna be looking to try and open the gap against RPM and Joseph Vesely. We'll see if Omar is capable of running away or if this is gonna be a train between the three drivers. Equusar at the moment leading 4 seconds in front of RPM. It's actually extending the gap a little bit against Omar. Omar doesn't look as strong as in previous races. Equusar's looking a little bit quicker, at least by now. We'll see if that's gonna stay or if it's gonna change. Actually, Omar is not able to open the gap against RPM. RPM is trying to close up the gap in the man in the Red Bull. Now we get into the main straight. Here comes RPM. Is gonna be on an attack against the Red Bull driver. Gets really close to the back of him. Omar struggling a little bit on this stage of the race. And well, the battle will continue. We got a 4-car train here for P2 of the race. While Equusar keeps pulling away in the distance. 4.1 the gap. Like said before, Omar doesn't seem to be that comfortable like in previous rounds. At least in this stint. We'll see how it goes with the hard tires. Joseph Vesely. Oh, RPM's made a mistake. RPM's made a mistake, and that's allowing Joseph Vesely to move up into P3 of the race, which gives us the 3 championship contenders into the top 3 positions of this Brazilian GP. Well, it's gonna be really fun to watch this to the line. Equusar leading 4.2 seconds in front of Omar. Then comes Joseph Vesely, 1.2 behind, 1.1 right now. And he's gonna try and close up the gap to Omar. Gotta say, Charlie's DNF has helped Equusar massively here. Joseph now starting to drop a little bit of time, is 1.9 seconds behind, is defending against Maha. RPM and Maha making mistakes that have helped the rivals in the championship in different ways. Also, Charlie's mistake helped Equusar a lot, so we can say they are tied in luck today. Equusar's had some quite good luck. Then Joseph and Omar have had their luck as well today. And well, now they are sitting in the top 3 positions of this Brazilian GP. The gap stays around 4 seconds, 3.9 seconds between the top 2. Joseph Vesely also not losing that much ground against them. We'll start seeing the first pit stop soon, I assume. Omar's trying to push a little bit more now, closest 3/10 the gap to Equusar. Maybe Equusar struggling a little bit on the tires. Now the gap starts coming down. It's 3.5 now between Equusar and Omar. 2 rivals for the championship. Fighting here for the win of this Brazilian GP. Omar starts pushing a little bit. It's 3.4 the gap. Joseph Vesely doesn't lose much time as well to Omar. Then we got a battle between Dino and Motorway here for P6 of the race. We need to check the pit stops. Well, if Equusar and Omar pit, they're gonna come out behind Pitbull, which makes it interesting, because they actually gonna come out with traffic if they decide to pit right now. I assume they can take these tires up to around lap 17. Maha overtaking Joseph Vesely there. Joseph Vesely now battling against the man on the... Oh, and that's a collision between the two of them. Joseph Vesely is off there. Maha then as well off. RPM's gonna move up ahead. And well, things not looking good for our championship contender Joseph Vesely. I don't know if he's the one that picked damage. No, it's Maha. Maha has not a wing. Maha with not and with no end plate there. So yeah, it's gonna have to then probably come into the pit lane. Joseph Vesely will be attacking RPM for that P3 of the race. So still has a chance after all. He's lost time, yeah, but it's not as bad as you could think. Echoes are leading 3.1 seconds, 3.2 seconds in front of Omar. The battle for the win, for the championship, is on between the top two. Lap 12 out of 36. Anything can happen in this race. A lot of things can go on. Maha's got a 10-second penalty for speed and is out of the race. That's gonna be our third DNF of the day. Leaves us with only 8 drivers on the grid today. Jordi being the last of them. Guess the low number of drivers also reduced the chance of a safety car today, which I guess is gonna be let it up to the driver's skills to win it, on track or not. Equator at the moment managing well the distance, a 3.3 second gap. Omar will try and close it up then into the coming laps. He managed to close up a pretty decent gap, then he couldn't close more. It's 3 seconds right now, the gap between the top two. Let's not discard Joseph out of this yet, though it's looking very, very complicated for him at the moment. Pitbull getting a time penalty. Omar's into the pit lane. Omar's coming into the pit lane very early. I'm not sure if this is gonna play well for him or not. Omar comes into the pit lane. Omar's coming in for hard tires. I believe Equasar probably should extend. I really don't see those hards making it to the end of the race. Maybe they will, but they're gonna be very bad. Omar's actually gonna come out behind Pitbull, and yeah, if you've seen the Discord, you've seen the jokes being made about this. So we'll see what actually happens when these two meet on track. Omar 2 seconds behind Pitbull. We'll see how Pitbull will react to this, if the jokes will come true, if he's somehow gonna have a play into Omar's championship or not, if it's gonna be useful for Equasar or not. Well, we'll see. We will see. Omar's locking a little bit the tires there. He's gonna try and chase up after Pitbull. Pitbull's gonna give him DRS for sure into the next straight. Pitbull with a full battery actually could try something interesting here. Equasar comes into the pit lane very quickly. Doesn't want to lose time here. Omar might be struggling a little bit. Here comes Omar at the back of Pitbull. Pitbull, I think there's not much he can do about it. He's using the battery, he's using a little bit of the battery, but that's Omar through. Equasar coming out of the pit lane. He's gonna get undercutted by his championship rival. He's coming out of the pit lane. Omar is into the Senna SS, and Omar is ahead of Equasar. Yeah, the undercutted worked perfectly there. Equasar had a very bad lap there, because he's now right behind his rival for the championship. Well. That's a big hit, I have to say. The undercut then is really strong here. Might have been a bad strategic mistake from Equasar, who knows? Time will tell. Omar trying to get close up into motorway. He's gonna be on the DRS. Dino Vito Bambino up in front in P3 of the race. Is 4.6 seconds behind Joseph Vesely. Has motorway on the DRS. Joseph Vesely is into the pit lane. I still believe they all have pitted on a very early lap. Omar closing up the gap into motorway. Is not gonna be let through there that easily, as he probably would have liked. Motorway side by side with Omar here. That's Omar up into P3 of the race. Nice move there to get in front of the man on the Williams. Now Omar's right at the back of Dino Vino Bambino. Omar right at the back of Dino Vino Bambino. The two Ferraris in the lead. We'll see if Dino will try and defend for his teammate here. There goes Dino, there goes Dino. Down the inside, around the outside tries to go Omar. And Omar is gonna try and get him here. Side by side go the two of them. Side by side goes Omar and Dino Bino Bambino. Equasar's already getting there. And that's Omar easily through ahead of Dino Bino Bambino. But Dino, well, is gonna get the DRS. It's not gonna get really great traction though. Equasar's right at the back of Dino. Dino, I think, sliding a little bit. And that's probably gonna be an easy move for Equasar. There goes Equasar, is gonna be up in front and moves up into P2 of the race. The battle is on for the title. Omar versus Equasar for the championship win. We got then Omar versus Equasar for the win of the championship. Equasar with a little bit fresher tires than his rival. 1 lap fresher tires. Is that gonna make a difference? We don't know. Both with low battery. Dino Bino Bambino on P3 of the race is, well, actually this has given him a very good gap against Motorway. Omar versus Equasar then. Equasar trying to follow the man in the Red Bull. Both with pretty good pace around Brazil here. Equasar with the fresher tires. Omar could have the better pace like always. We will find out. Both have been matching each other on pace to what I've seen. But I can expect to have a nice fight for the championship till the final lap of this GP. Is any of this two gonna stop again? Omar's gone a little bit off the road there. Was a little bit of a weird move from the man in the Red Bull. I don't know what was he trying to do with that, but anyway. He's gonna deploy a little bit the battery now. He's gonna try and maybe put Equasar a little bit nervous here. As it stands now, Omar would be your Season 12 champion. Though we still have half the race to go between these two, between Omar and Equasar. Fighting for the race win, fighting for the championship win. Five attempts between the top two. Omar using a little bit his battery to try and build a little bit the gap against Equasar. We come now down into the main straight. Equasar is sitting at the back of his rival for the championship. 3 attempts and it's gonna be a nice show for the win. These two are trying to save as much battery as possible. They've already managed to save a little bit of it. Equasar versus Omar for the title. It's a very, very fun championship fight, gotta say. Both these two drivers gave us a great season. It's seen a great championship battle between these two. How it's gonna end, we're gonna find out right now. Omar at the moment leading, followed by Equasar. But Equasar is managing to stay into the pace of him. There's not been that much difference like in previous races. We've seen Omar fly in the distance. Now it's Omar versus Equasar for the race win. It's gonna be, I think it's gonna be decided in the final lap as it's looking now. Oh, what would that be? Equasar right at the back of Omar. Actually might try and go for the move now. Is Equasar gonna try and take the lead of the race now? Want to slipstream off his rival. And he's gonna try and go for it. He's gonna go for it. Down the inside goes Equasar. Takes the lead of the race. Equasar is your new race leader. Your new championship leader. If the race finishes like this, the world champion, the IOR Season 12 champion, if this ends like it is at the moment, could be a crucial move for him. But now Omar's gonna try and fight it back. Omar's gonna try and retake the place. Equasar using his battery to defend. He wants the track position. Manages to keep the track position. It's 3 attempts separate the top two. And now it's time for Equasar to try and recharge his battery. Coming then into the second sector of the track. Dino's staying out still on those old hard tires. I wonder where can Dino finish this race. Equusar starts building a little bit the gap against Omar. Omar is gonna try and sit at the back of his rival. Well, no attack for now. Equusar needs to try and keep saving battery. Omar has managed to save a little bit of it. And well, it's not gonna now be deployed to try and stay to the back of his rival. Actually, he's coming strong there. Tries to get his rival for the championship there. Dino, 9 seconds behind. Motorways already into the pit lanes. Going for a quite nice undercut against Dino Bino Bambino, though the penalty will bother him a little bit later. Equusar on a mission of saving battery at the moment. Omar will be on the same story following now this second sector. Let's not forget Equusar has 1 lap fresher tires than Omar, that in some way it can still give him an advantage. What a season finale we are having between these two. We saw many fights in the last couple of weeks between these two drivers today. It's all to play for. All that matters is the result of today's race. And at the moment it's going very good for Equusar, though he's using a little bit more of battery than I think he probably should be using. This is allowing Omar to save a very good amount of his. Now he's deploying once again. I think he shouldn't be deploying this much. Omar is managing to save a pretty good amount of it. Equusar actually pushing hard. He wants to force Omar into pushing as well. I don't know if this is the right decision for the man on the Racing Bulls to do. Joseph fighting against RPM. Omar and Equusar in the battle for the lead of the race. 8 attempts is the man in the Racing Bulls. What is he leading against the man in the Red Bull? Come now into the final corner. Equusar is pushing once again. Omar is gonna have to use now some of that battery he's been saving, because Equusar is flying in the distance. Using his tire advantage against the man in the Red Bull. We come now into turn 1 once again. Still have plenty of laps to go in this Brazilian GP. Dino, the only driver to have not stopped yet, he's now coming into the pit lane. He's gonna have the freshest tires in the field. Comes into the pit lane. Where is he gonna drop to? Omar at the back of Equusar. Equusar once again pushing the battery. Like I said, I think he's pushing more than he should. Joseph battling against RPM. Joseph now moves up to P3 of the race. Joseph up into third. Dino comes out in front of Pitbull with fresher tires. Well, his massive gap from behind. There's a yellow flag. I think that's the kick of Jordi into the main straight, letting the back markers through. Then we get Dino Bino Bambino, who, well, may start to try to chase after Joseph and RPM, or the tires will last. Well, Joseph and RPM. RPM now moves up ahead into P3 once again. Equusar in the lead, followed by Omar. And now the question is any of these two drivers gonna try and pit again? That would be a very interesting decision, actually, because they actually have the gap. RPM is 17 seconds behind. In a couple of laps they will be able to pit and come in front with clean air. So I don't know if this could be somehow a good decision. But well, strategy could decide the championship today. In terms of pace, I believe these two have been equal today. I know Omar's been the fastest of the two in most of the past occasions, but today I feel they are very close to each other in terms of pace. So I don't know if pitting again is the right call. I wonder if they are actually gonna be going for it. Omar here is gonna try and get the move done. No, he actually decides to not go for it. I think he could have tried it. Maybe he should have tried it. EchoStar once again deploying battery, but Omar's also been deploying battery. Omar's gonna have to try and get the move done at some point. Well, Omar trying to get close to EchoStar. Maybe this is the moment to get the move done, but EchoStar gets a very nice exit off the final corner. And it may not be as easy as expected for Omar to get this overtake done. Here comes EchoStar into the main straight. Omar's into the pit lane. Omar's into the pit lane. Well. That's an interesting call. That's a very, very interesting call. Like I said, I saw it coming. I think it could decide the race. He's going for another set of hearts. He's going for another set of the hard tires. He's gonna be behind. He's gonna be behind RPM and Joseph. Or is he not? He's coming on the exit of the pit lane. No, he's gonna be behind. He's gonna be behind RPM and Joseph. Well. Game on in Brazil then. EchoStar leading with 11 lap old hard tires. Joseph Vasily in second, RPM in third, Omar in fourth. Now needs to clear up the two drivers in front of him, and is gonna try and chase EchoStar in the range of around 11 laps. 11 laps remaining is the time Omar has to chase after EchoStar. Now is EchoStar gonna gamble on staying out? He is staying out. He doesn't want to come into the pit lane, at least not yet. Indirectly, Joseph and RPM could well be playing in favor of EchoStar's title here. Depends on how long Omar takes his time to get past this two. Well, the strategy could be the way to throw away the championship for Omar. I mean, he was still in pretty good conditions to win it, but now, well, he may get stuck behind this two. There goes RPM, and seems like Joseph's clipping there, because that decrease of speed is massive. That's a massive decrease of speed for Joseph Vasily. There goes Omar. Oh, he gets cut off by RPM. He gets cut off there by RPM. Yeah, he knows he's put up himself in a position he shouldn't be. Omar has, I think he's gone way too optimistic. And he's hitting now the back of RPM. They bang a little bit of wheels there. Actually, that may be a penalty for Omar because of push to pass. He quite hit... He hit RPM there, and well. I think it wasn't the cleanest way to make the move, but well, stewards will tell if it's reported. Omar there locking up the tires, 18 seconds in 10 laps. He would have to close up 2 per lap. I don't know if it's possible. I don't know if Omar has the pace. Maybe we'll have the pace, but there's also this report that could be coming his way. Due to what has just happened with RPM, I don't think that was the cleanest way to overtake. He hit the back of his rival, and then I got the move done. So yeah, I'm really not sure if what the stewards will say about it, if it's actually reported. Well, this championship could be decided then in the stewards' room, as it's looking now. Could, I'm not saying it will, but it could. Well, it's gonna be quite some chill laps depending on if Omar can close up the gap to Equusor or not. A new IOR champion will be crowned today as it's looking. Joseph's chances of winning it are really looking not very likely at the moment, as how things are at the moment right now. So yeah, we most likely will be getting a new IOR champion. It's gonna be Equusar, it's gonna be Omar. Is it gonna be decided in the steward's room? We will find out. Is the race gonna get invalidated because some clown forgot to put the formation lap on? I really don't think. But yeah, it's gonna be a very interesting way to decide this IOR Season 12 Championship. We got 7 laps to go. Omar still needs to close up the gap. No, 8 laps to go, I'm sorry. 8 laps to go to finish the season. 8 laps to go to finish the championship. 8 laps to go to crown a new champion in IOR history. Following Equusor now to the final corner. Who's gonna come into the main straight. Equusor, the man in the Racing Bulls, is coming now into the main straight. 13 seconds in front of his championship rival Omar, who's coming into the final corner with fresher tires. 13-second gap between these two with 7 laps to go. I wonder if Equusor stars are gonna make it to the end of the race. I think they probably should. I don't think a puncture will decide this championship. Yeah, I think Omar could maybe chase him down and take the position away from him. That's a different story. But I don't think it's gonna be decided into a puncture. Joseph fighting against RPM. Joseph moves up to P3 of the race. Well, 6 to go in Brazil. Equusar in the lead of the race, 11.3 seconds in front of Omar. He needs to stay there for the next 6 laps. Is he capable of doing it? Is the question. Whatever happens, thanks Equusar, thanks Omar, also thanks Joseph Vestry for giving us this great championship we've had. I think it's the first time we have a championship in IOR decided with 3 contenders in the final round. So thanks to the 3 of you for putting up this show for us in this specific race. Thanks to Equusar, thanks to Omar for the show you put in us for us. This chasing game is gonna be a fun one to see. 10 seconds is the gap between Equusar and Omar. We still got 5 more laps to go. In what gap is gonna be the time between these two when the lap ends? 10 seconds at the moment. It should be down to 9 point something by the end of the lap. 9.8 at the moment. It's gonna be nearly exactly 10 seconds difference. No, 9.6, 9.5. 9.5 second difference with 5 laps to go. 2 seconds a lap would be what Omar needs to close up the gap and defeat Equusar for the title. So whatever, I think it's gonna be decided in the final lap, because I really don't see him closing up more than those 2 seconds a lap. We keep following the fight as well between Joseph and RPM. Equusar betting on staying out. It feels like it's the better strategy, I guess. The reason why he's decided to stand this long. Pitbull's in the pit lane. Here comes Omar. Here comes Omar into the final corner. The gap is 8.1, yeah, 8.1 seconds. So it's closed up less than 2 in the final lap. It's 8 seconds. Gonna have to give me a little second. I need to do something here in my laptop. But I'll be quickly back to follow the championship fight. I'm definitely not gonna lose it. Well, 4 to go. All to play for between the top 2. Well, we come in then into the end of lap 33. We're gonna have 3 laps to go. Equasar is 6.5 seconds in front. Once again, the gap that's been closed up has been less than 2 seconds. It's a 6.4 the gap now, with 3 laps to go. Omar now needs more than 2 seconds a lap to get past Equasar. 3 laps to the end of this championship, this IOR Season 12 championship. Joseph fighting against RPM for that P3 in the race. Omar had to risk. The risk at the moment is not paying off. We still have 2 laps, and we know that in F1 2 laps can change a lot. But at the moment it's looking like it's gonna end in Equasar hands. Omar coming out of the final corner. The closing up of time is not being as big as it was before. 2 laps to go to crown a new champion. Who's gonna win it? 5 seconds separate the top 2. Omar needs 5 seconds in the coming 2 laps. Well, we'll see how quick can Omar go here. Omar attacking there as better as he can. He's trying to push that car to the limit. 4.6 seconds the gap. Joseph at the back of RPM. Equasar in the lead of the race. 4.6 seconds in front of Omar. Omar that's still trying to chase down Equasar. Omar's not gonna give up into the final lap. The gap is 4 seconds, 4.3 seconds between the top 2. Well, we come then into the final corner to start the final lap of the Brazilian GP. 4 seconds separate Omar and Equasar. Omar in the end couldn't close up the gap and now would need a miracle in this final lap to be able to take the championship. Here comes Equasar, lap 36 out of 36. Final lap of the season, final lap of the championship. A new world champion will be crowned today. Equasar into the Senna SS, followed by Omar, followed by RPM, Joseph Vasily. Joseph Vasily will try and get the overtake done into the main straight. Joseph Vasily on the slipstream of the man and the Ferrari into the main straight they go. Is there going to be a switch off position in here? You're going to keep following this to 4 now. Equasar still into the beginning of Sector 2. Joseph Vasily, has a slide! And that's not the best way to finish the season for Joseph Vasily, who will come for P4. The gap between Omar and Equasar is 3 seconds. Nothing, unless a puncture happens, nothing else can be done between these two. Equasar is gonna take the championship here in Season 12. The man that joined IOR long ago in IOR Season 2, 2021, 5 years had passed. We didn't know when he was gonna take his first win in the league, but he now has come to take his first championship in the story of the league, and it's gonna be a new world champion. Equasar is your Season 12 champion. Equasar wins the Brazilian Grand Prix. Equasar wins the championship. Mega job by him through all the season. Omar will take second of the race. A great season by the man in the Red Bull, but couldn't defeat your new IOR champion. Equasar has taken it. Equasar wins IOR Season 12. Equasar, new IOR champion. Well deserved. Well played, man. Great job. Can't be more happy for you, bro. Excellent job through the whole season. Dino Bino Bambino will come in P5, Pitbull in P6, Motorway on P7, Jordi will come into P8. What a season this has been, what a finale this has been. I'm very grateful, I'm very happy for this season, I'm very happy for the drivers. Once again, thanks Equasar, thanks Omar, thanks Joseph Vesely. You gave us a mega season finale, a mega fight for the win, and Equasar, you proved not even aliens could contain you. You were talking many times, you had to face the strongest guys, had to face Baraka, had to face Cucumber, had to face Thales. This season had to face a new alien named Omar. Still, you never gave up and brought that title home, grabbed that trophy. Enjoy that trophy, mate. It's totally deserved. It's 100% deserved. Well, and we're gonna get the post-race interviews now. We're gonna get into that very soon, and we need to go with the national anthems as well. New champion is crowned in IOR history. History has been made. The first season finale with 3 contenders. A new champion, a champion that has been fighting his way through for the last seasons. Joined in season 2. That win never came in 5 years. The win finally came in Singapore this season. Came then in Silverstone for the second time. Then it seemed like started struggling, had a disconnection in Baku, made some strategic mistakes, had to face a very quick driver like Omar. But in the end, nothing could stop Equasar for bringing this title home. Equasar, the man of the day, the man of the season, totally deserved championship, an excellent driver, a fighter, a warrior that never gave up, no matter how difficult everything could be. But well, let's go then with the with the national anthem in first place. And then we're gonna go with the post-race interviews. Gonna go with the Ant and Dem for the champion. Then we go for his team, of course, Racing Bulls. Let's go with it then. Well, now we go with the post-race interviews then. Well, waiting here a little bit for the post-race interviews. I really hope we can get them done. Well, let's put some music now while we're waiting. I don't care about the copyright. I'm happy for my friend.
I paid my dues time after time. I've done my sentence, but committed no crime. And bad mistakes, I've made a few. I've had my share of sand kicked in my face, but I've come through. And I need to go on. We are the champions, my friends, and we'll keep on fighting till the end. We are the champions. We are the champions. No time for losers, 'cause we are the champions of the world. I've taken my bows and my curtain calls. You brought me fame and fortune and everything that goes with it. I thank you all, but it's been no bed of roses, no pleasure cruise. I consider it a challenge before the whole human race, and I ain't gonna lose. I need to go We are the champions, my friends, and we'll keep on fighting till the end. We are the champions. We are the champions. No time for losers, 'cause we are the champions of the world. The champions, my friends, and we'll keep on fighting till the end. Oh, we are the champions. We are the champions. No time for losers, 'cause we are the champions.
Well, we are the champions is the song of today's night. And we got our champion already in the voice chat for the post-race interviews. Aquasar, finally, IOR Season 12 champion, mate. You've totally deserved it. A totally well-deserved championship. Very hard season from your side. Had to fight to the very end. 4 points was the gap coming into this race. You knew Omar had the momentum, had won the last 5 rounds in a row. and it was looking like he could have possibly taken today's win, having in mind what happened previously in the last 5 races. But you didn't give up. You didn't thought about the problems. You just focus on yourself, move up in front, kept always looking forward, didn't feel afraid about having to fight a very quick driver like Omar, and managed to take that championship. Risk it on the alternative strategy, which finally played well for you today, and managed those very old tires to the line, and you got that very, very well deserved championship, mate. So how's the feeling right now? How are you feeling of this first title after fighting so hard?
Hey, David. Yeah, thanks a lot, everyone. Yeah, yeah, it's pretty good, pretty good. Yeah, I will say that Omar probably deserved this more than me. The fact that he's been starting at the back and like giving us a chance, like me and Joseph, um, definitely in terms of raw pace, he deserved the championship. But and also today as well in the race. He I think he knew it could be a one stop, but he probably just wanted to try something different. Um, but yeah, it was it's pretty epic, and yeah, enjoyed that.
I mean, definitely it's totally deserved. Like I said, you do deserve the championship. Don't think you don't. Like I know Omar demonstrated to be really quick in through all the last part of the season. I know at the beginning he had some of those mistakes, but well, having in mind today, I know he probably could have gone to a one stopper, but that doesn't mean he would have won the race. You were pretty tight on pace today, and well, you demonstrated it on the older tires. He wasn't been able to close up that much in the final laps. I think he probably started suffering degradation as well, and the gap stayed around 3 seconds, if I'm not wrong, on the final lap. But well, gotta say, is through the season, and that consistency you found at the first part of it, it's actually what's given you the championship. You know, Joseph Vesely was also up there at the front at the beginning of the season. Then there were some heights and lows for every driver. Basically, it's kind of like the 2025 championship of real life F1, but brought to IOR. You had to survive that final part of the season with a very strong driver coming behind, starting the middle of the championship. But well, talking about the season itself, if we want to review all of your races, let's not forget in Australia, you had that mistake, I don't know if you remember, in the pit lane that cost you probably 25 points.
Yeah, I remember that really well. I came into the pits and I think that I just was like a bit indecisive, or in fact, yeah, I done it really late, and I cut across the grass, but yeah, I went straight into the the pit barrier there, and yeah, that ruined a lot of points for me. I knew that like even going into this race, I was actually thinking about that as well, like how that cost me so much, and it could have been a bit easier for me. Um, but I will say as well that there was a lot of fast drivers this season. If they raced every race, it would have been a lot closer. Um, like Infinity, I think he raced the first 2 races, and he was really fast. Got a podium as well. High RPM, and there was a couple there that would have been fighting as well, but it's just the fact that they didn't race every race, so it gave us a much better chance. Um, so yeah, and then yeah, looking at it as a whole, um, yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, this season had a lot of heights and lows for the three championship contenders. Like said once again, it's basically like a 2025 season brought to IOR. But yeah, maybe it could be a good idea to make a video with the key moments that decided this championship, because close championships like this are decided by tiny details that maybe through the season you can forget, but at the end of it you will remember them. Either if you won it or if you lost the championship, you will come back to all the season and see and say, hey, here I could have won more points, or hey, here I lost points, or I got unlucky here, I got lucky here, and all that stuff. But well, from your side, you can be happy now and not worry about that because in the end you've won the championship. And yeah, like you said, we had pretty quick drivers through the season. We had Infinity, for example, who was very quick in tracks like Australia, Japan. I think you had a final lap battle with him. You managed to take the place against him, if I'm not wrong, to make it into the podium. Then we got Charlie as well that couldn't race
Yeah.
every race of the season, but well, in Mexico was quicker in quali. You got him in the race today. I think he took himself out of the race. I didn't saw what happened, but I think that also helped you quite a lot in today's fight. Do you think?
Well, Charlie had really good pace as well. I was struggling to keep up with him on the middle sector. He was really fast. So I think he had low wing was it high wings, but he was also really fast in the straight. So I don't really know, but yeah, he made a mistake. Um, and what did he DNF? I don't know if he DNF'd or he just retired, but
No, he did crash out. He did
yeah,
crash out at that moment.
I did. Yeah, it's unfortunate because again, he was again a really fast driver, um, and gave me a lot of really hard battles. And I would say for the most part, he was clean. I think in some races, I just kind of lost my head. Um, but uh, but yeah, hopefully he signs up for next season, and we'll see if I do as well. I don't know if you know what's happening with the game.
Yeah, there's been some news that the DLC will come out in June, possibly. We were still looking to the if we were gonna make the season right now or actually wait for the DLC. Actually, we're debating a little bit of that with the in the stewards chat. So maybe the season will be delayed some time, but we will definitely be back. We are not gonna stop for like a year or something, but we may take a little break and then come back stronger for like maybe June, July, in case we don't decide to keep going on in 2 weeks, like was the original plan, to maybe try and scout some drivers as well and build a solid grid. I mean, I'm already very happy with this current season. It's been one of the best in the story of the league already, with three contenders to the last race. We got really good attendance, except in the last 3 rounds, possibly, which still was a two-digit number attendance. So 10 drivers, 11 drivers. So still not bad, and the season was really exciting itself. So I wouldn't be uh, against having a little break and trying to maybe find some more drivers and take our time to build everything for the next season. So yeah, it will be announced in the next days.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, no, I mean, like, no promises that I will sign up because I mean, I am quite busy at work as well at the moment, and it being like midweek is quite difficult. That's why I've been not able to join a lot of the voice comms because I pretty much need to go to bed straight away. But yeah, if obviously I'll keep going on about it, but if the legends do come back, then yeah, I'll 100% be back.
Yeah, I'm definitely expecting that as well. Of course, drivers like Cucumber, Talis, Baraka, definitely waiting for their comeback as well. So yeah, like said before, we will maybe take our time for the next season, and yeah, I'm definitely hope to have you back. I know work can be take a lot of time and can be difficult to make it in the weekdays, but yeah, I'm very glad that you decided to sign up this season, and well, it gave you your first championship, so gotta be definitely happy about it.
Yeah, definitely. And I think my first win came from this season as well, didn't it? So that's like another bonus. To even win it is like, pretty miraculous. I mean, going into the season, I didn't even think about that really, especially after what happened in the first race. Um, but yeah, I'm really happy. And thank you to everyone that helped out, all the admins, and obviously everyone that raced, and especially to everyone that raced like almost all the races. Um, so yeah, thanks a lot, and Omar, of course. Um, I mean, look, you gave us like the biggest chance possible. If you just qualied, I think the last 5 races, it would have been a different story. I think. So yeah, obviously Omar is going to be wanting that championship, I'm sure, next season or whenever he's racing. And Joseph, I think, is going to want to get that back because he was really so close. Um, it's just the fact that, like we said, that there was a lot of races that were quite quick in this grid, and like so he had a lot of battles with them, and like so did I. Um, so yeah, he done like really well as well. So hats off to both of them, and thank you for giving me the championship. I appreciate it.
Yeah, well, we appreciate a lot your words, your support to the league, and well, glad that you enjoyed all the season. You had the two strong competitors for the championship, and yeah, it's gonna be fun next time we have to meet, whenever it is, and well, we have the revenge for this championship for sure. But yeah, you mentioned about your first win, and we're gonna talk about that now. Round three, Singapore. You started on P2, had a fight with Omar as well. In this case, he decided to go for the two stopper once again, and this time it really didn't work for him because he got that 10-second time penalty. He managed to catch you in the last three
Mhm.
laps and then made a mistake, which actually costed him a lot of points. It didn't DNF, but finished around P10 or P11, which could also be one key moment in the championship. So basically, your first win was also key for this first championship due to what happened with Omar as well.
Yeah, I remember that really well. He spun out like right in front of me. I couldn't believe it actually, because he was obviously really quick that race. And yeah, he didn't score as many points as he should have, which like we talked about, there was a lot of ups and downs for a lot of races, um, and that was his down there, and that was my huge up. And I think you said, because I watched the race back, and I think you said it was one of the highest finishes, like separation by seconds. I can't remember how many it was, but yeah, I was pretty proud of that as well. And the fact that it was my first like race win. So yeah,
Oh yeah, that's true. You won it by 33 seconds, if I'm not wrong. I think it is the third in IOR history with the biggest gap from P1 to P2. I think Thales has the biggest gap for one lap in Monaco, quite in season 10, F124, and then Cucumber got like 35-second win in Canada, I think in F122, quite a while ago as well.
wow.
Actually, want to invite now Joseph into the comms as well to not have him quiet. So, Joseph, welcome into the post-race interviews, and gotta say, congratulations for a great season. I know, well, the championship didn't came, was looking very complicated coming into this race, but still, you fought hard to the end. You had that championship lead for a couple of races at the beginning of the season. Then I guess the pace just wasn't there, but still, you managed to keep it into the championship fight in this final race with two drivers that were quicker on pace than you most of the time. So I guess you gotta be very happy with that result in the end. I guess there was not much to be able to get, but you got the maximum or more than you could actually expect coming into this season. What do you think?
Hi, yeah, thank you for the invite. And yeah, it was a great season. I'm actually really happy about it. I think maybe I could have practiced more, but I think their pace was probably, or their pace was much better than mine. But when I was racing, I gave it everything that I had. Even in this race, I pushed to the last lap. The podium didn't came at the end, but it doesn't matter now. But I think Equazer really deserves the title. He was, I mean, excellent all the season. I think I'm not sure, but I think he did only just one mistake, and it was the first race at Australia. That happens to everyone. I think everyone does mistakes. but after that he was really consistent and really fast. Actually, you mentioned the win at Singapore. I mean, I was driving, I would say, just to the limit. I was pushing, and he was just so much faster. So, I mean, he can't beat himself up, because that was really great season from him. I mean, Omar was really fast, but Equazor was, I would say, most of the races even matching him, and sometimes being even faster and more consistent. So I think he deserves it. Both of them would deserve it, but I think he deserves it even more. And yeah, I think that's probably all to the championship. Yeah, it was great battle. I'm proud to be fighting with them because they are both great drivers, really fast. So it was fun one.
Well, thanks for your words, Joseph, and yeah, that's a very nice support for Equasar. It's the same I say, like, these championships are decided not only by pace, there's also strategy, mistakes, consistency up to it, and yeah, Equasar in the end took the most points this season, so yeah, I mean, it's totally deserved championship. He had a very solid start, took 2 wins this season, then well, sometimes you have to hope on luck as well. Sometimes you get bad luck as well. Like, let's not forget, Equasar got disconnected in Baku as well by the game, which costed him probably around 8 points or at least 3 points, because he would have finished P3 or P2 without that. So, which would have given him a 7-point gap into this race, which a P2 would have been enough for him, but instead had to fight it all for today to take that win and the championship. So yeah, it's totally deserved. Sometimes luck is on the side of the driver, sometimes against the driver. It happens always in every sport. So every driver had their lucky and unlucky moments this season, also mistakes or not. And well, let's talk about Australia as well in the first couple of races from your side, Joseph. Then we'll rush a little bit because the interview is very long already. But yeah, Australia, I think it's a race that also could have gone your way, having in mind that exactly the Equasar crash brought the safety car, which probably took away a win from you that were planning to stay out to the end. That could have costed you some points. Then Japan was an excellent race from you. Omar got disqualified. That, let's not forget, that was a mistake from him for not knowing he had a quali ban, and well, this made the lap in qualifying and got disqualified for it in the end. Then Singapore was a race that you managed, I think, a P8 to P2. Solid, very strong racecraft there to make it into the podium in one of the most difficult tracks of the calendar. And well, what I want to talk about is Spain, that I guess it's unfortunate one that costed you some points in this championship as well. And in case of Equasar, also one that could have decided the season, having in mind there was that last lap move from Omar that, well, in that case he did the 2-stop, and you probably would have won that race if you did the 2-stop as well, but Omar was the one that did it, kind of like the Hungary 2019 with Hamilton and Verstappen, for example, and well, it played well for Omar and he got the win. So yeah, we got all those things that can decide a championship in the end. So well, that goes for the two of you. So thoughts about those previous comments on those first 4 races of the season?
Yeah, I think the start of the season for me was really good. Spain, yeah, actually is my favorite track, but I don't exactly remember what happened in that race, but it was not great for me, and I lost quite a lots of points, and I didn't have a great strategy. So yeah, that was probably one of my worst races, actually, I would say. And yeah, back to the Suzuka, that was, I'm happy about that win, at least one win that I'm very happy about. And yeah, as you said, Equazor had problems with the internet or disconnected at Baku. I think that happened to me as well at Austria. Yeah, so sometimes that happens. Yeah, that's part of the game. Yeah, I think that's all I would say to this.
Any comments, Equasar, from Spain?
I'm sorry, like Joseph, I don't really remember that race at all. Like, I just looked back and it said that I finished P2, but I literally do not remember that. I'll have to
Let
watch
you
it. But
remember a little bit. Like, remember you started on pole, then Omar started on softs, took the lead, then he made a slide like in sector 2. He was behind you and Mark from the DRS train. Then he went for a one stop. I think it was a medium hard, and then Omar went for two stops. And like in the final lap, he got the move on you into the main straight on the fresher tires. But yeah, you can check the highlights later if you want to review your season as well. But yeah, basically one race that you could have won, and well, due to the strategy you didn't in the final lap.
right, yeah, I'll have to watch that back. I like the fact that you do highlights. It makes it a lot easier as well to watch back. Uh, yeah, the start was a little bit rocky for me, but yeah, just had to make the most of it.
Well, now let's talk about Silverstone, which we did the reverse track, which is a race that actually involved the two of you because Equasar, you were going for the two stopper. Then Joseph tried the one stopper even when the deck was really high. Then a safety car, like at the nearly end of the race, changed everything and I let you pit. Which led us with the question if Joseph could have make it into the one stop or if you would have catch him in the fresher tires. Having in mind Silverstone has a giant pit lane, but yeah, and in any case, it didn't allow Joseph to try his different strategy or made it work. So that actually could have been one that also made things a little bit different in the championship. And like we said before, luck is part of racing. Safety car can change a race. Disconnection can change a race. Other drivers doing bold moves and causing contact can change the race and then the championship. So yeah, I think Silverstone is an interesting one to watch, which I was curious about Joseph's one-stop strategy in a track like with very high degradation. But well, in the end, Equasar had the lead most of the time, though it wasn't a different strategy. And well, the win came, the second win of the season. So any comments on that race from the two of you?
I mean, yeah, that was interesting race. I think the pace was there. We both had great pace, and it was a really great strategic battle. Shame for the safety car, but yeah, that happens.
Yes, for me. I really like that track. Like for me, I noticed like when a new track is introduced into the game, I tend to pick it up really fast. I don't know why. I just seem to enjoy them. Like when Zandvoort came out, I think in F1 22 or something. I really enjoyed that track so much. Like it's definitely top three for me. And then the reverse track was pretty much the same. I really enjoyed that track a lot.
Well, then let's move into the rest of the season. Well, let's talk about the next rounds. We got Austria then, which was a difficult race for the two of you. Well, Equasar, you got a penalty for an incident with Charlie. I think he quite costed you some points there in the. Don't know if you remember in sector 2 for. You got a penalty that I think sent you to P6 after you finished P3 on track, and then Joseph, you had that disconnection in the race, which maybe could have been a podium for the two of you if things went your way. Omar was pretty quick. He didn't end up winning because of the safety cars that messed him up a little bit as well and picked a time penalty on track. Then we got, after Austria, we got Baku, which is when Omar's streak began. Is where you, Equasar, had that a bad luck with the connection that maybe costed you one or two positions. In Joseph's case, he had probably was not a great week, probably his weakest week in the calendar. Still managed to save some points for the championship, but I remember finished very far behind in the race. I think after a collision with Mark, the Alpine in lap 1. Then we got after Baku, it was Bahrain, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, Bahrain, which he managed to finish in a P3 and a P2. Omar was way too fast, and Buva did that one-stop strategy, which looked impossible, and managed to stay in that P2 with very dead, pretty dead tires, nearly dead tires. So, any comments on those races?
I think Bahrain was quite interesting. I think we had that little fight, if I'm not mistaken. So that was interesting, and yeah, Baku for me, not one of my weakest tracks. I think everyone saw that I was slow there, and I also had a little bit of bad luck, but I think I would have been very far out of, I don't know, top 4, top 5, regardless. So that was difficult. And Australia, it's one of my strongest tracks, so I was disappointed quite with my connection there, but it is what it is.
Yeah, to follow with Joseph, I was quite disappointed as well with disconnecting at Baku, because again, that's one track that I really enjoyed this game. And yeah, it's a shame that happened. But I don't really remember what happened at Bahrain. Surprised I got a podium with that. But with Austria, yeah, that cost me a lot of points. And looking back, I knew it was going to be a penalty straight up. I was hoping that he didn't go. I was hoping that I didn't knock him off so much, and that I'd give the position back and would fight again. But yeah, I think it was just a moment of where I was a little bit frustrated with uh, some of our battling before that, and I just lost my cool. That's all it is. Um, yeah, with that battling situation, he done really well. Like, he's great driver, really fast, and yeah, that was definitely on me.
Well, now we're gonna go then with the 4 last races of the season, and we got a message from Omar that says, "Sorry, man, I'm out already, but would love to thank everyone involved in it. No, everyone involved. It was a fun season that delivered the best ending. GG and to next one." So, well, basically a congratulations message from Omar for the championship, and well, happy and looking forward into the next season. So, well, we're
Yeah,
gonna.
Joseph. Oh,
Huh?
sorry. Oh, sorry. I thought you wanted us to comment. Sorry, you
Oh yeah,
carry
yeah,
on.
yeah. If you want to comment, yeah, go on.
Yeah, I was just going to say, yeah, thanks, Omar. Again, another hard fought championship. Um, yeah, well done for bringing it on so strong in the last half of the season. That was it's like extremely inspiring to race with these people. That's why I really want the other guys to come back, because um, like, to see their pace is like something that we want to try to achieve. Like, I mean, I've been on the game for quite a long time now. I think, like you said, we met 5 years ago on F1 2020. So there's always like pace to, and like things to learn and to get faster. And it's just like it's really cool to see how fast like these people actually are, and to race against them. Um, yeah, yeah. Thanks, Omar. Thanks a lot, mate.
Yeah, I mean, you learn from better drivers, so it's important to race against them. And he's, I don't know where I would rank him, but he's very great. Definitely top 1%. So it's fun to race against drivers like him. And congrats to him. He was strong all season. And I want also to congrats to Ecuador Acquisers for winning the title. I'm not sure if I said it, so I needed to say it.
Yeah,
for
thank you.
my
Yeah, thank you, mate. You did say it
yeah.
earlier. I do really appreciate that. And again, yeah, you deserved it as much as Omar as well, and myself. In my opinion, you was the most consistent driver. I'm sure you got the most podiums other than Omar, with his crazy streak at the end there. But yeah, again, super consistent, and I really enjoyed sharing the track with you this whole season. Always been really fair driving. Same with your teammate as well. On you go. Uh, sorry if I butchered his name. I don't know if you ever made team orders with him, but he was really fair as well. So yeah, hats off, mate.
Yeah, thank you, bro. Me too. I'm very happy to share track with you as well. So thank you and congrats. Enjoy your first title.
Thank you, mate.
Well, now we're gonna go with the final 4 races of the season then. Abu Dhabi, one race that I think probably started putting some pressure on you, Equasor, because coming into this race you had a around 30-point gap and you just basically had to finish P2 behind Omar the next 4 rounds without really having to stress about it because you would still win the championship. But in this race you decided to go for an alternate strategy, which in the end was a mistake because you got stuck in traffic. You had like you were P2, were like far from Omar and were 4 seconds in front of the guy in P3. So you could have easily covered with the 2-stopper pitting early, but you pitted a little bit later, which got you stuck in traffic on cars that were much slower than you. And instead of getting an easy P2, it ended up being a P4 that you had to fight hard for it. I think you dropped to like P8 or P9 at some point of the race, but you managed to fight it back in the last stint. And well, had that ridiculous penalty from the game in the pit lane. I don't know if you remember, but you got it removed after the race, and well, could still save a P4 finish. But from what the gap was 30 points, it came down to around 16 in just that race, which didn't put you in a great position into the last 3 rounds. So, in your case, Joseph, you you managed to get a P3. I think in the final lap you got overtaken because you were on the 1-stopper while your rival was it was a Ferrari. I think it was Maha who was on the fresher tires and the 2-stopper strategy. But well, still gave you some good points, starting from not an ideal position. Then Las Vegas basically was an exchange of positions between Equasor and Omar till Omar broke the DRS, pulled away. In case of Joseph, I think you had that fight with Onion that maybe probably should have been some team orders, but yeah, of course I don't get involved in that because that's a thing of the team, of the drivers. So, but I guess it costed you a podium and a couple of points then in that final lap battle with Onion, which in constructors didn't change anything, but in the drivers it could have been key if things went different at some other point. Then in Mexico, basically it was Omar doing an alternative strategy, which in the end gave him the win on the wet. That move against Charlie, also Equasor, was crucial because he's a very quick driver, like you say, but getting him out of the way very quickly in lap 2 also was pretty good to take that safe P2. In case of Joseph, I think you finished around P5 if I'm not wrong, but I think there was not much you could do. And finally today in Brazil, another great fight with Omar between Equasor, you and him, which you this time the 1-stop worked well for you. And in case of Joseph, did your best and finally couldn't get that P3, but the P3 in the standings is there. Maybe not the podium today, but yeah, still a pretty solid fight with the Ferrari there. And also gotta say to Equasor that all the races you say Omar started at the back, basically he won them. So it wouldn't change much. Like if he started on pole, he would have still won, and so wouldn't have affected your position. If you would think he deserved the championship more than you, it would be only into this race, which I really don't see it that way because you were already together into like the first couple of laps, and it was a one versus one, and your strategy played well. His didn't, so it's a totally deserved championship. I really don't want you to think you don't deserve this one, because if we talk about Omar starting at the back, it would only have influence in this race, and in the end, it didn't really change much because the race was decided on the strategy, which you picked the correct one and gave you the win. So yeah, well, that's my talk about the last 4 rounds. Now I go into you for your opinions.
Yeah, I mean, um, when I go back to Abu Dhabi, maybe I could have overtaken or stay ahead of that Ferrari, but we will never know. I lost a couple of podiums. I lost podium in Vegas. I lost podium in here or at Brazil. But I think that's okay. It's sometimes happens. It was or the fights were clean and I enjoyed them. It was I think apart from Mexico, these last 4 rounds I was fighting till the last lap, which is always fun. And Mexico, yeah, when I saw it's going to rain the whole race, I was a little bit disappointed because I don't feel comfortable in the rain at this F1 game. I don't know, for some reason it just doesn't feel natural to me. Even with high wings, I was really struggling, and it was really tough for me. But at the end, the result was quite okay, I would say.
Yeah, so Abu Abu Dhabi was really stupid from me. Um, I completely bottled it. I For me, I did practice before that, and like obviously when you're playing against AI and stuff, you don't really get into traffic. So like obviously in the race, I got into the traffic pretty quickly when I came out the pits. I think I managed to get an overtake um along the first DRS straight, but then when I joined like the bigger pack, it was game over because I completely outbroke myself and went into the back of Joseph's teammate, and yeah, it was pretty much a race over from there. Um, I think I just stuck with the pack for a little bit, and I knew I had to pit because my plan was. I think my plan was not to pit from there. I think I can't remember if I was going to pit again, but yeah, that was a really hard race for me. I had to claw back some points there, which I think I did, maybe P6 or P5, something like that. Um, Vegas is one track that I really like again this game. Um, you can really utilize a good setup on the straights, and yeah, I found a pretty good setup where the car was like so fast on the straights, even though we're running 0-0 wings. Um, yeah, it was. I really enjoyed that circuit, and yeah, in regards to the last two races, it was really crucial. Really, well, the last three I had to finish in P2 um, to really have a chance. To give myself a chance, and thankfully I did. And in tonight's race, I really had to like pull everything out the bag. I was in like pure sweat mode, like absolutely, especially when, of course, when you see Omar like cutting through the pack, as like that's like I'm saying, like that's something that I couldn't. I know I can't really do like that sort of thing, and when I think that if he started in pole position, he might have just been able to just take off. Um, in that regard, because when he caught up to me, I think he had used up it all. In fact, when he pitted, to get through the pack and stuff. He pitted a lap before me and used up so much ERS probably, and so yeah. I mean, look, I probably matched him a little bit on pace, but in today's race, but like I say, overall, um, yeah, it's really close, really, really close.
Well, then, I think everything that had to be said has been said. We went to our review of the full season, and well, in the end, it is what it is. Gotta congratulate once again our new IOR champion from season 12, Equasar. Big congratulations on the title. And well, hope you enjoyed. Your name's already up into the list of the IOR champions, along with Baraka, with Cucumber, with Talis, with Joseph. So yeah,
It's pretty cool.
And with you, actually.
yeah, that's true. I
Yeah,
also
yeah.
have that first season championship quite a while ago, but yeah, my name is there, so I'm happy for that.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I mean, a list of names there, like absolute legends, and congrats to everyone that has won it. Well done, Joseph, and again, thanks again for giving me such a hard season, mate. Um, I really had to like go really hard, um, and I practiced a lot in a lot of the races, which definitely gave me the edge because I don't usually practice, but I knew that I wanted to try a bit harder, to try and give like David a good season as well. Um, so yeah, again, Joseph, thanks a lot, mate, and everyone else that raced. I really, really enjoyed this season so much. Again, so many ups and downs, but that's the whole point of like a season. It's it's not really fun to dominate it unless you're like an alien. Then it's like a different story. But yeah, for someone who usually is like in the midfield, it was really fun. I really enjoyed that, mate.
Yep. So my final words at the end. It was a really great season. I enjoyed it, and thank you. Thank you for these words. It means a lot to me. And congrats to the title. You deserved it, and it was a really great fight. And also with Omar, he was really fast. Congrats to him. P2 is still very good. And I want to congratulate even other drivers that were participating. I think actually British Pitbull was doing very good job. I need to congratulate him as well because he was picking up consistent points and he was actually really improving. This qualifying he was, I would say, really fast. And I need to congratulate Dino as well. He was very consistent as always. So yeah, great job guys, and I really enjoyed this season.
Well, something I want to add also to Equasar is that even not being like an alien, like we named guys like Omar, like Cucumber, you still are one of the drivers that has managed to take a championship. So even like we could call ourselves like the Immortals. We have a title, the three of us. Even though not being an alien, so yeah, I think that's gonna have a lot of weight as well into look into the future. One of the drivers that managed to get over every circumstance, over all what most people would say would be the normal thing to see one of these aliens become the champion. And no, actually, one of the guys that could be considered immortal, like one of us, Joseph as well, me, you have. Well, in your case, you had to fight a very quick driver like Omer, an alien, total alien, and yeah, you managed to take the win. So yeah, I think that also will have some weight in the future when we come back and check your championship in a couple of years.
Oh, most definitely. And yeah, I really enjoy the fact that like just before the race that you throw in some highlights in the previous races that happened throughout the seasons. So hopefully I've got some there as well. Um, And yeah, it was such an epic season. Thanks again, mate. Thank you, David. Um, yeah, I'm glad that it weren't an alien that won it. It does look kind of good for the IOR. Maybe I don't know if it does actually. I really don't know, but
I mean, it does. It's a great story, like of a story of never giving up. It doesn't matter how strong the rival is, you can still win.
yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true, mate. Yeah, I'll definitely always remember this. um, always, mate. Thanks a lot, mate.
Thanks to you as well, bro, and well, actually, thanks to all of you. Thanks, Equistar. Thanks, Joseph. Like, if it wasn't for you, we wouldn't have had this great championship we've had. Like mentioned previously, this is, I think it is the first time we get with three different contenders coming into the final race. So it actually gave us a great show. The race also was a very exciting one. Didn't know what could have happened till the nearly the final lap. So actually have to say it's a perfect season finale. It's a perfect season, and definitely highlights probably will be made of the season itself. Or looking into the best moments, like I said, the key moments that decided this championship. Maybe some special video with highlights looking a little bit epic about the season. And yeah, but after all, you are the ones that make it possible. I know well, the admins are the ones that prepare organized season and stuff, but in the end, it's the drivers, the ones that will end up giving the show, will end up giving that excitement, that desire to watch the races and to have fun, that so much expectative of what can happen. Like we all were waiting this last week to see what the outcome of this championship would be. If it was gonna be you, if it was gonna be Omar, or if a miracle would happen and Joseph could win it, being 23 points behind. Well, we're even making some jokes about it in the chat about crash gates and stuff and things like that, just for good fun. Of course, nothing serious. But yeah, of course, we know that the guys here are very clean and will never do that, even if it's to help their teammates. Maybe we'll try and back off, but never gonna try and take someone out. Of course not. But yeah, in the end, this is the moments like I'm happy being here in IOR in this league. Like we will get this back to these stories in the future. We build a great story all together and gives us a lot of debate, a lot of talk, a lot of what if. Then after, what if this didn't happen? What if this happened? And yeah, a lot that we will be looked back into to the next days, months, years, who knows? But yeah, definitely. I mean, we still talk about what happened 5 years ago when this league began. We talk about what Cucumber did, what Baraka did, what Talis did, most recently what Joseph did, even what I did in the first season. What now we will talk about what you did, Equisar, this season. So yeah, it's basically all a big story named IOR, which started in 2020, and I'm very happy it's still continuing till now, till 2026, and will keep going on. And of course, I'm very, very grateful to the drivers like you, like Joseph, that made all this possible. So a big thanks, a great thank you to all of you guys, to you today for this season, for this championship. Also for being here in this commentary box talking about all this. So yeah, I'm extending a lot, but in resume, thanks a lot to all of you guys. You are very special to me, and very special to IOR.
Yeah, thanks a lot, mate. Thanks a lot,
Thank
Joseph,
you.
man.
Thank you.
You've been amazing. Um, yeah, until the next one. I hope it's going to be another awesome season. Because yeah, the dedication that you put in, David, is pretty much unreal. The fact that you remember like almost every race, probably um, going back like from when you started. So yes, that's pretty crazy, mate.
Yeah,
I
that's
think
insane.
even it is, yeah, it's pretty crazy. I think I was like in one of Pitbull's streams, and he said it's also pretty insane how you remember all of this. So, yeah, yeah. Thanks a lot, David, mate. And yeah, on to the next one, mate.
Yeah, I'm very happy, and yeah, on to the next one, like you say. And thanks a lot as well. I appreciate your words towards me. And yeah, looking forward to the next season, either if it's in 2 weeks, in 3 months, who knows, but we will be back 100%. So yeah, we'll be waiting. Revenge will be there. Equisar enjoy the championship for now. Joseph, Omar will look to come back and take revenge next time. Maybe some other drivers will come and want to take that crown. Well, it is the story of F1. But today, the champion is Equisar. You are the champion, mate, so can go and party with it for the next couple of days or all the time you want. I mean, you're a champion, you will be a champion forever.
Thank you. See you guys next time. Bye bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye bye. Thank you for the season.
Well, and that's it, not for today, but for the whole season. Thanks once again to everyone. A new champion in the story of the league has been crowned. Equisar, your season 12 champion. A championship that will be remembered for a long time. We will come back to it for sure. But well, it's time to say goodbye. It's been the longest interview of the season. It had to be the longest interview of the season, due to all what was in play today. We had a championship decided. We had Equisar taking once again his first crown. Omar that gave absolutely everything in this second half of the season to try and close up that gap against his championship rival Equisar. Finally got 4 points behind in the last and coming into here to the last race of the season today. But in the end, Equisar's strategy played the best, and Equisar managed to take that victory today, take that title today, with probably around a 3-second gap in that final lap. But we didn't know what was going to happen till the last probably 2 laps. Then we saw that it was probably going to go towards Equisar's way. And yeah, of course, let's not forget about Joseph Vasily. Even maybe not having the pace in the last couple of races to the top 2, he still kept himself up there in the championship fight, and came with possibilities of becoming the champion to the last race, 23 points behind. Though it looked really difficult, that gap was going to be closed up in just one race. Would have needed to expect a miracle to happen, which in the end didn't happen. Of course, Equisar and Omar didn't DNF or anything. And yep, it was decided then between the top 2. And well, that's the story of Season 12, Equisar, your new IOR champion. But anyway, that's all for this season. Thanks to everyone, and we'll meet again whenever Season 13 will begin. Goodbye.
¿Qué están desayunando, ah?
Cereal de Sángel. Prejuicio. El cereal no alimenta.